Just fucking go. That's what I was just told everybody. So we're here. We're going. It's go time.
We're queer.
We're proud of it.
We're talking wrestling. What's up, Sean?
Too edgy? Is that too edgy? Did we offend queer people just now?
Why would that offend queer people to be?
I don't know. I don't know what offends anybody anymore, Geno.
Neither do I. Everything offends everybody. You know what's funny? I thought our gimmick was outrage. I thought that was our gimmick. And then now we're the ones getting on going, yesterday's you and I getting in the rumor roundup and the daily respectively and telling people to calm the hell down was timely as could be considering Raw.
We didn't even know what was to come.
We did not even know what was going to happen. First of all, I want to say, anyone in the Midwest area, anyone who has to deal with Mediacom cable understands the pain I'm going through right now. I hope I can make it through this broadcast without issue. I hope I sound okay because, excuse me, I have been going through absolute hell all morning trying to get Mediacom to fix my internet. It seems to be working for the moment, just long enough for us to talk and piss everyone off. Right, Sean?
That's our mission statement today.
That the plan for today?
Yep.
Where do we start? I mean, there's so there's so much to talk about.
I don't know, man. Last week was kind of slow. And then, I don't know, I mean, do we want to talk about the Del Rio tweet? Do we want to go back that far?
I mean, I guess it's a good lead-in because Del Rio, for context, Del Rio was working an angle, right? Working the marks on the Twitter gimmick. And he posted a tweet about talking to Zeb saying, don't worry about the haters. They're all just miserable people, and they all look like this. He posted a picture of two dudes who, let's be real, look weird. They don't look like you and I. They don't look like people who just look like, whatever. They look like something may be wrong.
Yeah.
People saw that. I saw that and was like, damn, fuck, vicious. What'd those two do? You're a dick, Del Rio. So it worked. And so I took the Cageside. I posted a screenshot. I just originally posted the link to the tweet. He would delete it later, probably because of some backlash that occurred. I posted it on Cageside. And I just put, my headline was, wow. My body of the post was, damn, Del Rio. And that was the extent of how I felt. I was like, God damn, that's fucking brutal. I've never, in the 4 years I've been running Cageside Seats, been more embarrassed by the community's response. There were people saying, let's get ESPN on the case and get him fired. To you people, I say, the next time you have a thought, just don't.
Damn, Mrosko.
Because, shout out to Lewis Black. But no, like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, he was clearly in character, clearly trying to elicit that exact type of response. And it worked. And you're going, we got to get him fired. That's dangerous. You're setting a dangerous precedent where you're like, you're doing what we were accused of doing with Zara, which is we better go get, and we weren't trying to get anybody fired. We were just reporting on something that happened. Right. And and also let's go to ESPN. What, are we fucking chopped liver? You think WWE doesn't read our website every day, Marks? Yeah, Marks, because I'm just over all of this. If you're really pissed off about something a heel did, I hate to break this to you. You're supposed to be. That's the fucking idea. Talk to him, Sean.
Yeah, I have to say, I just couldn't. I was shocked. Well, my first reaction when I looked at it was I thought it was a Photoshop. I was surprised that everybody immediately jumped to, oh my God, these guys have Down syndrome.
I left that part out. Yeah, everyone immediately thought these are two mentally / physically disabled people that he's making fun of. Go ahead.
And to me, there was nothing in the tweet about that. I mean, if his tweet had been about, he used the R word and said haters are that, and these guys are ugly because they have, they're missing a chromosome, something like that, I'd have been with you. I'd have said there's no need for that. But he just probably Googled like pictures of goofy dudes. Real talk, he probably Googled a picture of ugly people, got that. Which it's not nice to say that people are ugly, but if that's the line you're going to draw in the sand about pro wrestling, I mean, come on.
What are the
heels? What else can they say? You can't say that somebody's dumb. You can't say somebody's ugly. You can't say somebody's fat. You can't say somebody uses lip balm. I mean, there's nothing left. I mean, what are we in this? What are we watching? We're watching this thing where every conflict is settled with violence.
You whine constantly about wanting more edgy or even flirt. It's too vanilla. It's too formula, I hear them say. And then someone calls someone, they say, well, they look stupid. These are the same people who laugh at us when we say Hugh Jass McNeeds a bath. Pew Beard McProbably has crabs. And they think this is hilarious. By the way, shout out to Gina Vega something on Twitter who wanted me to say that in the show. I worked it in for you. So, right, and they laugh along and they think it's great. And then I'm not a heel. I'm just trying to get a pop. I just think it's funny, and I know they think it's funny. Hey, guess what? That relationship works. Now think of the relationship Del Rio's cultivating with you right now. The relationship he is cultivating with you, and there is a relationship there, is that you watch him, and he makes you hate him. Guess what it does? You know how I feel when someone makes fun of, even if they are disabled. Here's where I'm a dickhead. Even if they do have Down syndrome, I'm good with it. He's in character. It's not the man himself doing that. If my mom dated a man named Daryl who had a daughter named Shannon who had a disability. It wasn't Down syndrome, but her face was different than it's supposed to be because she was something happened in childbirth or whatever, and she didn't talk normal, whatever. Someone makes fun of her, I'll fight you right away. I won't even ask. You're getting punched in the face, right? That's the response you're supposed to get from him. So say it. I had posted on Twitter, what does everybody hate most about wrestling? Bad storylines, apathy, creative sucks. My thing is the heels can't get heat. They're not allowed to anymore because everyone's so fucking outraged about everything. And it's just the worst kind of outrage where let's cost him his job. Dude, you're dangerous. You're a dangerous person. Don't watch wrestling. This is not for you. I'm going to be that guy this time. This is not for you. If you're so mad at heels and you can't separate between what you're watching is fucking fiction, this is not real, and Del Rio is not actually fucking shitting on these people, that you shouldn't be watching this program. You shouldn't. It's ridiculous. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and at this point, that's all that Alberto Del Rio has because he's not generating any heat in the ring. He's embarrassing himself, actually, and I don't understand. I don't understand how. The thing that really baffles me about it though is that a lot of people seem to think that it was not in kayfabe. This was some sort of shout out to Zeb saying we're going to persevere in this angle as performers, and why he wouldn't tag Zeb in his. He would say, "Hey Wayne." Well, first of all, he wouldn't do it on Twitter. He's doing it in a public forum. He's referencing he hashtagged the catchphrase that Zeb tried to get over the night before on the show.
They were on TV talking about haters.
Yes, I mean it was straight. It was maybe it was an unfortunate choice of picture, but still, I mean it was still clearly
it worked.
It was clearly a work. So
it wasn't an unfortunate choice. It worked. You're supposed to be mad.
Yeah.
Why do you take that anger? It's your fault. I'm blaming you now because you take that anger and you cost him his. No, not you. I'm saying generally. I'm saying if
I was confused.
If you're everything's your fault, Sean. No, I'm saying if you see that and you're like, let's get him fired. Wouldn't it be better to just take that anger that you feel, which you're supposed to feel, because that's the fucking point, and just play along, dickhead? Or did you also did you go to school? These are the people who got bombardment kicked out of schools because what an awesome, fun game to play in gym. And I was the fucking king of bombardment, by the way.
I don't know what that is, but that's okay.
It's that game. It's dodgeball.
Oh,
They
okay.
called the compartment at my school with those the little balls that, you know, they kind of hurt if you know what you're doing.
Oh, yeah, you fucked up with the dodgeball.
Right. And, you know, kids are sadistic. So it's, you have those few kids who are just whiny little fucks who they got hit a little too hard in the shoulder. Oh, I think I hurt my heel. And then it's just, they ruin it for everybody. So we can't play the fun game anymore because some person's fucking whining. That's something you're whining. And just, why don't you channel that into something productive that doesn't kill the joy for literally everyone else? Why'd you post? Because I thought it was, holy shit, you're an asshole, Del Rio. Can't wait to watch Callisto beat you. And then that was a disaster. And then I was disappointed that didn't happen. But again, allow yourself to go with it, people. Go with it. Don't think you're a booker. Don't look at it like you're an analyst. Don't look at it like because you're not qualified for literally any of those things. Let's be real. You're barely qualified to be a fucking fan. Just go with it. In fact, you're not qualified to be a fan because you refuse to go with it. You're just an idiot. What a stupid stance. Damn. I can't, yeah.
Where's Ron Simmons?
It just kills it, right?
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is, if everybody, and we, you know, this can go all the way back to our Eva Marie debates. If you really hate something, what you do is you sit in this venue, in this art form, sport, whatever the fuck you want to call it. If you really hate something, you sit on your fucking hands. You don't tweet about it. You don't type about it. You don't tweet it to ESPN. You fucking ignore him or whoever it is that's bothering you. Or you boo him, that's heat, which is what Del Rio generated. There's a 200 comment thread that proves it. It wasn't successful in terms of generating business because I don't think anybody in Greenville, South Carolina last night had any fucking idea that any of that was going on. They just wanted to know who decided that this should be the last tournament match on this card because we've already been amazed by these other three, and now you're giving us this where they're going to spend 5 minutes putting a mask back on.
What a weird thing. Yeah.
So
what a weird setup. But yeah. So again, if you don't be the guy to tell me, you know what's awesome? Someone on Twitter last night said these exact words. They're leaving money on the table.
Well, it wasn't as good as Brooklyn. Geno, am I gone? Is Geno gone? Fuck. Hello? I can't hear anything. Anybody else? Anyone else? Is anyone watching me do this now? So that was Geno saying he lost his internet. Woo! Let's see. So, Sean time! All right, so let's see. What do we want to talk about? Let's talk about... Okay, so everybody wants to talk about Paige and Charlotte, I guess, right? And I watched it last night. I thought about it. I thought I had a big hot take. Thought I had a hot take. Geno and I even decided not to talk about it in Slack in what we call the Cageside offices. And I woke up this morning and found out that half the internet has my hot take. So, but yeah, I don't have a problem with the use of Reid Flair's death per se. And we talked about this. I know I've talked about it on the site. I have personal history with mental health and substance abuse issues. Work in the field. That's the job that pays the bills, is in behavioral health, as they call it these days. And I don't have a problem with it. I mean, you can't shield people from the reality of that. They're going to run into the fact that they lost somebody or that somebody's struggling as a result of those things. If they have that person in their life, they're going to constantly do that. They're going to run into people who judge that person. That thinks that person is weak or whatever. The kind of shit that Paige said. My position on it, though, is that if you're going to do it, you need to do it well. Don't decide at the last minute that you're going to try to save this segment, this program, this Divas Revolution, which at least they've stopped saying fucking revolution all the time, but they invested in this. They want us to, I mean, Charlotte's getting shoved just as hard down our throats as Roman was last year. Maybe even more, really, because the Divas pool is so small that we're getting like 99% more unadulterated Charlotte, whereas at least with Roman, he had other people around him that were also getting pushed to the moon kind of a thing. So, yeah, so, I mean, it was poorly executed. So they threw it in there at the last minute to try to generate cheap heat. I guess they're going for the kind of thing that set up the Ronda Rousey-Bete Correa fight, where if you're not an MMA follower, the Brazilian Correa, or however you say her name, said something about Ronda Rousey's father who had committed suicide, and that was a big dramatic storyline heading into the match. So I guess they're trying to recreate that, but there's no build to it. They even had to have Charlotte try to get a couple of lines out through her tears, which who can tell if she's crying because she doesn't want to do this angle or what, because she cries every time she cuts a promo. And that's a problem, I think, because it doesn't make for really compelling television. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, so I get what they're trying to do. I don't have like an ethical position against it. I guess it's kind of shitty if they really didn't ask Charlotte's mom, Reed's mom. They didn't at least run it by her, I guess, and say this is coming. So if she's watching this, to watch her daughter in the main event, and then all of a sudden she gets the bombshell dropped that they're, working her son's overdose death into it. I mean, that's kind of shitty. But again, I think if you told a story that really honored him and presented it as Paige is a villain who has a reason for bringing this up, I mean, it just wasn't good. It was a poorly told story, poorly executed. And I don't think, apparently our numbers are good today, that it has driven, it's got the wrestling community up in arms. So by that measure, I guess it's good business. But I don't think that translates into any kind of moving the mainstream needle. Charlotte's going to be the guest on ESPN tonight, but I highly doubt that, I don't know, maybe Coachman will bring it up and they'll really try to replicate that Rousey, that heat, which, that's what wrestling should do, but it should have been something that paid off. Like last night was the first that we heard the Paige friendship. I think Geno referenced it in his Raw reactions. Scott Christ, tape machines are rolling on Tumblr and around the internets, mentioned it, that, this is, even the friendship between Charlotte and Paige feels forced. So had that been built up organically or even decently throughout, since the call up and through the PCB stuff, then the betrayal would mean something. But it doesn't. When you try to go from 0 to 60 in 10 minutes, just because you put it on last doesn't mean it's going to be any fucking good. And that's what we ended up with. So I am not outraged. I think it can be this can be a good way to get heat, but the way they did it sucked. Hey, look, it's Geno.
I'm so done with MediaCom.
We heard that before.
Upset.
We learned 2 things about Iowa. Fuck MediaCom, and you guys have a weird name for dodgeball.
I don't live in Iowa.
Wherever the fuck you live, I don't know.
So many
fucking
times.
Cornfield somewhere, I don't know.
Quad Cities, and I'm on the Illinois side of the
whatever. You apparently don't have internet there, so you have to like. You're working on whatever service ROH is going to be on now.
I pay for business internet is what's hilarious about this. Thanks for soldiering on, just talking by yourself.
Well, I didn't know if anybody could hear me, and then I got some encouragement from our lovely community who, even though we were kind of mad at you over the weekend, we still do love you. But yeah. It's not even. Thank God you're back.
Yeah.
I was dying. I was like, Charlotte, cut the promo. But I didn't cry.
So what did you get to?
I basically ran down my my hot take, which isn't that hot, on the that I don't have a problem with the bringing up Reed Flair, but if you're going to do it, you should do it well, and they didn't. And
yeah,
And then I think what I think they're trying to recreate the Rousey Correa thing, basically at the last minute. And it'll be interesting to see if Coachman brings it up on SportsCenter tonight, because then I really think that's what they're going for. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that.
I mean, that's what
I just think they decided to use it. They wanted to get heat, and they felt like, I don't know. I think it's probably a combination of things. I've seen people say it was a political hit, which I don't know.
I don't even know what that means.
They were trying to bury the Divas. They were trying to fuck them over by putting them in the main event with a segment like that, with that particular line in there to bury everything that they're trying to get. Divas Revolution's dead, everybody.
It's been dead.
It was never alive.
It was fucking stillborn. Yeah, exactly.
Stillborn. Wow. Can't believe you said that. I'm outraged.
Outraged.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired right now. So, God, I hope my internet holds up. I'm really sorry, everybody.
Well, at least now I know if you just disappear that I'm still on, and I'll just tap dance for a while.
Okay, cool. While I reset.
Because I think there's about a minute of me going, Geno, can anybody hear me? Oh, shit, Geno. That is really compelling television.
Great podcast.
I know.
So, again.
But not on my sizzle reel.
Perfect.
I don't know what that means.
Earlier in the day, I had tweeted, I don't like that heels can't get heat. And then everyone was like, well, you wanted him to get heat. Hope you're happy. Yes, I am. I'm guess what, guys? Not backing down from it.
You gone again? God damn it! Geno's gone again. What else do you guys want to talk about? I got a new shirt. They were buy one get one free last week, so I got this one, and you'll see. I'll save the other one that I got, which there's no point in saving it. Everybody knows I bought another fucking Cesaro shirt. So let's talk about Cesaro while Geno resets his modem again. How about that match, huh? So my match ratings for last night, that was my favorite. Here, I don't know if this is a hot take or not anymore, but god damn it, I love to watch Roman Reigns wrestle too. That guy is fun to watch in the ring, and especially he works great with. Everybody works. Cesaro and Daniel Bryan are guys that can make compelling matches out of just about anything. But those are two great matches that he's had. I mean, I thought the Wyatt Hell in a Cell match was really good. That series was good. He's fun. He's a great wrestler. I just don't. Two things. He has stopped. Is it just me? Have I blocked it out, or has he actually stopped jerking off his wrist quite as much as he used to? I don't think the Superman punch, I guess they're trying to make it out of nowhere, like the RKO. So that's good, because that gets rid of that. He still does a little too much, like, O-face before spearing people, I guess, which is a weird, that's kind of sexy, I guess. That's sexy time, as Borat would say. But other than that, there's still a little bit too much orgasmo going on. And the other thing is, god damn it, stop making him talk. Or if he's going to talk, why is he have to explain everything? All of his promos, we got rid of the fairy tale promos, and now all of his promos are like reading a fucking Wikipedia page about a feud. We all watched it, Roman. We wouldn't be here if we didn't. That's, we pretty much the 1.5 million people who watch you every week now, we watch every week. So you don't have to tell us, that you and Dean are brothers and Triple H tried to make you a little devil's bargain and you just turned them down and stop. Fuck. I just let Dean be his mouthpiece, let him not talk. But for fuck's sake, let him wrestle, because I love the shit out of that match last night. That was good. So that's my favorite match from the night. Hey, Geno. This time I just rolled with it.
For fuck's sake.
I was talking about Reigns Cesaro now, but whatever you want to talk about.
You know what I'm doing?
What?
I'm leaving money on the table.
You are. I have counted 6 boxes.
At least 6 boxes. Mark it down.
Mark it down.
I don't even know where I'm so pissed off. I'm just I'm defeated is what I am. And what's funny is like it'll freeze on your face and you're always making some silly ass look. And so I wait for you to move and you don't. And then I just get caught up in your beauty. So that's what takes me so long.
That is.
I apologize profusely. We're going to do another show this week to try to make up for this. We had already planned it, but I'm going to act like it's a makeup show to get myself over. I don't know. What were you talking about? I don't even.
I don't know. We were talking about. I was just reading something in the thread, but you were still talking about. I guess. Oh, heel heat and the tweet you got.
Get the heat, man. Yeah. That's
good talk. Good talk.
Good talk.
So then I was talking about Cesaro and Reigns, and I was just bitching about Roman talking. In between talking about how much I love that match. So I guess that's also, I mean, that's a Mark's getting worked angle though too, because people got themselves all upset that Cesaro didn't win, even though. Yeah,
this show is essentially to me the death of smarks, or there's no such thing as a smark. There's this, you're all getting worked to a massive degree, and again, that's not a bad thing. It's only a bad thing when you take it and turn it into something bad, which would be to get, oh, I'm so outraged and all this stuff. And it's, again, the point is that you're supposed to be pissed off, and then don't try to move the goalpost and say, well, yeah, but it's supposed to be a certain kind of pissed off. Or you say, you're leaving money on the table like the dude on Twitter last night, or you're going, yeah, but it's not a money-making angle. Okay, you're not qualified to talk about that. So I don't want to hear it.
Are you gone again? This is fucking beautiful. Time is a flat circle. This is like an experiment in quantum podcasting, folks. We talk about one thing when Geno's here, and we talk about something else when he's not. Where were we? Anybody see that? What was it Interstellar? Maybe he's on the other side of the bookshelf and he's pushing, I don't know, is that a spoiler alert? Spoiler alert for a movie that came out last year. Anyway, how about that Cesaro, man? He can wrestle. So that was a great match. I do think, I mean, I don't know, as big of a mark as I am for the guy, I don't think that not for a second I think he was going to win last night. I do think there's money in him eventually winning, and I think they're probably, again, I guess this goes to Geno's point about, and I think that, a mark, I mean, I'm a big advocate for the use of the word smart, but I do think that in the 21st century, we're all some level of smarks. We're on the smart spectrum, because we all know that it's not real, but we all do get worked from time to time, and we want to get worked from time to time. I know I've talked about this before with a lot of folks on the site, but that's the mission. The goal is for me to get so lost in it that I forget that it's scripted, and I get worked up. And I think probably like with Daniel Bryan, it started out accidental, but now they're going to try to manufacture it a little bit more with Cesaro, where he is getting that. He's that underdog. I made a joke about it for a while back. If people watch New Japan, he's getting sort of a Hanma treatment, and when he does go over somebody, hopefully it'll be a little bit bigger than just one G1 match, but that when he does get that big win, whether it's for the IC title or maybe for the WWE title, although I think the unification of the belts there kind of limits him. I don't know that when you only have one champ that big that he's a guy that you would do that with. I mean, I think you could present the story that way, but like we said, with the way that things get hot-shotted these days, I don't trust them to build the story in a way that would be interesting. But I do think he's going to get that moment, and I think they're deliberately now he's failing to be able to win the big one, which was the Sami Zayn NXT story, which it works, and it counts as a story, which is better than he was at several points in the last few years. At least he's not fucking yodeling. So there's that. My second favorite match, Kevin Owens, Neville. That was pretty awesome too. Not as good as PWG Holy Diver Down in 2012, but it was probably just about as good. They work really well together. Neville is fucking wasted. It's a shame, but at least we're getting this tournament, which is just letting these guys go out and wrestle. I do wonder. I was going to ask about this. Maybe I will if he ever comes back. There's the Vince Russo argument that some other folks have advocated as well, that wrestling doesn't sell, that when people tune in and they see these half-an-hour-long wrestling matches, that's part of what's wrong with ratings. I don't know if that's true, but WWE seems to be doubling down on going with wrestling as a selling point. So that should be interesting for folks like me, and I think most for people on the site that really do enjoy a nice 20-minute Cesaro Reigns Owens Neville match. That's a good thing. So hopefully that does draw, as they say, and they're not leaving money on the table. I can't do the voices. I can only do so much. I can only be the voice of reason on this podcast. I can't play both roles. Jesus Christ. Although, there you go. I got a little outraged. And I took the Lord's name in vain, so I'm sure that pissed somebody off. Sorry about that. Let's see. Oh, the Taker Bray thing at the beginning. That's see, this show was actually, to me, was very much bookended by two angles that kind of prove that, they don't put a whole lot of thought into this stuff because they don't think they have to. They think we're watching anyway. I mean, you could tell a fucking interesting story about the Brothers of Destruction versus the Wyatts, but you would have to do something other than say, you kidnapped our bodies, but you couldn't harvest our souls. And then have Bray say, I'm more evil than you, and I still have lightning powers. And then, the Druid, like the sheep mask on the Druids thing, that could have been a cool visual, but, I guess it was a cool visual. It was a nice little moment, but, yeah, I don't know. Fuck this. Who cares, really? That's the problem, is who cares? Some people, I guess, are going to tune in for the moment of seeing Taker one more time on his 20th anniversary, beat Eric Rowan, and probably Luke Harper, because I guess they're going to want to protect Braun Strowman, who will probably try to run in, and the brothers will still overcome. And I don't care. I don't care. You've made it so that I don't care, and congratulations. That takes some work, I guess. What else happened? I don't know. Lip balm. Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler. I totally forgot about that match, which is not that surprising because I love Dean's character. I love a nice Dean promo, and he delivered a humdinger, a Kevin Owens-esque humdinger of a promo last night with the Michael Cole fish tank and breakfast for dinner and whatever else his State of the Union for when he's champ included. But I don't love him in the ring. I did think it was interesting. At the outset they went full. For Evolve watchers, they kind of went grapple fuck on us, which is an interesting way to go, and maybe ties into the whole idea that there is some effort backstage to see if a show that focuses on the athletic exhibition of pro wrestling isn't a way to turn ratings around, or at least keep things even keel where they're at right now, which I guess is still profitable for them. So, is Geno coming back? I don't know. I guess apparently he's not. Let me check my text machine. I don't even have any cats running around today. This is the worst ever. Let's see. Lady J likes my quantum podcasting joke. Thanks, my life. Miss J. He's done trying. Okay, so that answers that question. Oh boy. Let's see. What else did I say I was going to talk about today? So the plan is, I will tell you this much. I will double back because when Gino was here and I was distracted, I was reading Biden's comment where he had pasted in here Vince's feelings on addiction and stuff like that, and that's what I'm talking about. Oh, look, he's back. He hasn't given up.
We're taking one last shot at this because I think it might be set. If it goes out again, I'm not.
I really don't have anything else to say, so the floor is yours.
Guys, I'm ready. MediaCom is the worst thing ever. Okay, so just understand. Don't use it ever if you come to the Midwest, if you see anything about it. So you covered everything, I guess.
I feel like it. I don't know. I ranted about Bray and Taker.
There was so much good stuff that we could have been riffing on for this whole fucking show.
I know. That's what I had a little rant in the middle about how I can't do both. I can't be I can't be Abbott and Costello at the same time.
Yeah. Mark it dead. Mark the podcast down. So anyway, yeah, the people who are complaining, to go back to the Charlotte Paige thing, the people who are complaining because the story sucked, you're right. Okay. People who are complaining because it doesn't draw money, shut up. You don't know. We haven't gotten another fucking match yet, A.
Yeah, that's Cageside Live, everybody. What was I going to say? I was going to say that Vince's thing about Vince's position on drug addiction and why they send people to rehab only for public relations is, I mean, that's a lot of people fucking feel that way. So, like I said, so you could tell an interesting story where a babyface stood up to that sort of thing and said, you know, no, my brother wasn't weak, he had a disease, or whatever your feelings are on the issue. You could tell a compelling story like that, but you don't do that by fucking hot-shotting it at the last second. Shout out to Mediacom sufferers worldwide. My father-in-law has it in Delaware, so it's not just a Midwest thing. It's just a random internet monopoly thing. It makes me feel a little bit better about the fucking Comcast monopoly I have to deal with here in the DMV. So that's not helpful to anybody at all. What else? Let's see. I was going to scroll up and see if there's anything else that I promised to talk about. Let's Sean got to complain about Roman's promo skills. Check. Oh, we don't get to ask Geno if he still thinks Cesaro's easily replaceable. He's wrong about that anyway, so there's that. We don't have to worry about that. What can heels do to get heat in 2015? I don't know, because I'm as guilty as anybody about cheering the shit out of Kevin Owens and, you know, the New Day. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's part of WWE's problem of wanting to have things both ways. They want to be realistic. They want to be treated like a TV show, and they want to, you know, say this is all scripted, but then they want to get a real reaction out of you. So I don't know. Let's see. I'm looking down the page here. Anything else? Oh, Paige and Lana. What the hell is going on there? Woo! Talk about working to shoot into a work, brother. Yeah, I kind of think that maybe Lana is done with WWE, and I think they would like to keep her around, but I think she might go to movies. My only concern there is what happens to Ruru. Poor Ruru. Heck, that guy. Kevin Owens is a fucking revelation. If you haven't watched the interview where he's on top of the lighting track thing in the back with Tom Phillips from yesterday, go watch that. Boy, I don't know. Get well, Nikki Bella. Yeah, fuck nuts. So, I don't know. So stay tuned, everybody. Survivor Series is coming up this weekend, and I don't even know. Right now, we only have 5 matches on the card. We got 2 semifinals. We got Ambrose Owens and Reigns Del Rio. And we got the winners of those facing off for the WWE title. We got Charlotte and Paige, and we've got Brothers of Destruction versus 2 as of yet unnamed members of the Wyatt family. So you got to figure they're going to add at least a couple more matches to that, something for the pre-show, something for the tag champs. And they got a lot of guys that lost in the tournament they could throw together. So somewhere in between a tag match, something with New Day and or the guys that were eliminated, I think we'll end up with one elimination tag Survivor Series style. But it should be an interesting card. There's not a lot on there. The plan is, if Geno can get his fucking shit together, is to do a Survivor Series preview Cageside Live later this week, which at this point will basically be a makeup show for whatever the fuck this was. And I do appreciate the, I don't know, Geno's persistence. My ability to just fucking bullshit sometimes. It serves me well sometimes. Other times, not so much. And last but not least, you, the Cageside Seats community, who has proven to have an amazing capacity to deal with.